Hi, yogis. So I want to talk about injury as it pertains to the yoga practice. So many of you know I've been practicing for 25 years and I've worked through a ton of injuries. And I've actually used my practice to help heal the injuries. Maybe initially when I've gotten injured, I've taken a few days off to rest. But I have found that if you take too much time off, what happens is everything stiffens. And a lot of times, depending on where you're injured or what type of injury it is, there's a lot of inflammation. And there's also a lot of fear that builds up from the injury. So sometimes if you take too much time off, it actually makes it harder to go back into your practice. You're going to feel extra tight. That area has so much inflammation around it. And then the fascia, which has to actually lay down new tracks, that needs to be educated. And if you take too long of a break, a lot of times the fascia hardens. So my theory is to stay with your practice. And those periods of my life where I've worked through injury, I've actually have really enjoyed my self-practice. It just made me go deeper as far as researching the pose, being a little bit more inquisitive and a little bit more creative of how I can practice. And initially you practice around the injury. You do fundamental poses that come easy to you. But you want to keep moving because first of all, it helps the blood move the debris out of that injured area. And also if you continue to stay with the program and repeat the program, and a program that doesn't create any pain, and you usually wait 24 hours after your practice, see how you feel the next morning. And what I do is I actually repeat that practice for a week, and then the next week I start to add a little bit more. And so what I'm doing is I'm also training the fascia, and I'm starting to educate the fascia trains to have new, healthier habits. And what this does is it also helps me work with the fear. I think that is the number one thing that happens in injury is our body closes up, and it's really the mind closing up because of fear. Injury takes a long time. From my experience, usually injury takes 6 months to a year. And I think this is where a lot of people lose their patience. And if you go back to the drawing board, work with the teacher that really understands the physical body and understands the practice. The Iyengar classes are golden because they help you work with props in a way to help you support poses that you might not be able to access on your own. And through that consistency, the day in, the day out, not pushing too much, really watching your ego, this is what has helped me have a sustainable practice. So let me know if you have any questions. I know a lot of us are working through some stuff right now, and it's part of the reason why I just decided to post something. All right, happy practicing.